Never to say that you're sorry. No, 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 no. How could you hurt the one you love just like you don't care? No, no, you're such a way. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Just the other night, told you that you love me. Yeah. Whisper in my ear, sweet words I long to hear. When you touch my spine, baby. Yeah. Yeah, giving you some berries right here on a Sunday. Okay, let me see if I can find that lady, the lady of the hour, the lady with the power. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Linkup Radio Community Forum. I am David Squeeze Annakie. It's a beautiful Sunday, although it's a little bit bleak on the outside. It's still beautiful. We got life. I want to say a pleasant, good afternoon, reaching out to you. Des Ettridge, how are you doing today?
Hello, David. I'm well. How are you?
You are great. I like how you look today. You look hot, ready for the world, take on the world in so many different ways.
That's right.
You look like you want to give Kamala Harris a run for our money.
I'm the mortgage queen. Kamala will deal with the politics side of it. I'll deal with the mortgage side of it. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's good to have you again. It's been a week since we've been live, but I'm very happy that you are here. I'm very happy that you're helping out the community. Des, why don't you just introduce yourself to the listeners and the community out there that's tuning into 93.5 WVIP FM and also on Facebook?
Okay. So I'm Des Etheridge. I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer with Caliber Home Loans. My NMLS ID is 137044 for legal purposes. With that number, you could actually go to the National Mortgage License Registry and you could put in that number and you'll be able to pull up all my information in terms of my licensing, my experience, and everything for the past 16 years.
That means it's illegal.
Yes. So I'm a loan officer and my job is to pre-approve you for a mortgage, whether you're going to buy a home or you're going to refinance a home, right? Not a real estate agent. A real estate agent does not give you financing. I'm a mortgage loan officer and I deal strictly with financing, right? To give financing, you have to be licensed. You not only have to be licensed, but you have to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. A loan officer has to have good credit, right? That's one of the things. So we don't just get up and say, oh, you need good credit, you need income, you need all of this. We are regulated and we have to make sure that we do things the right way before we're in a position to say, hey, this is how you should do it, right? Okay, so I'm West Indian, I'm an immigrant, and I've been doing this for 16 years. And I came here in 2002 with my 2 suitcases, Squeeze. And for me, my success came through real estate.
What year did you come here?
Say it again.
What year did you come here?
2002.
Okay.
I migrated in 2002. And in 18 years, all I've done is real estate. And I've found success through real estate. And as a mortgage loan officer, this is my source of income as well. It's my profession. And I wanted to do something to give back to my community. There are so many people out there, so many West Indians, even I have a lot of African customers, and they want mortgages. They don't know where to go. And it's not just that they don't know where to go. They could walk into a bank and ask somebody, but they ask a question and they may get an answer like, I don't understand what you're saying, or they don't have the time to sit down and explain in detail. So that's the difference that I make.
Or the systemic racism kicks in without
it's true.
Knowledge. All right.
Exactly so. So communication is very important. I could tell you numerous clients that I have helped who have gone, try to get a mortgage, they got denied, and then they come to me and I'm able to give them the mortgage. I'm not doing anything special. I am listening. I am understanding. That's the difference that it makes. When you look at the reason why somebody else would deny them and you hear things like, oh, they assumed this and they never gave me a chance to explain. That's the reason I'm here, because I see it happen. It does happen. So yes, I do mortgages and I could do it for anybody, but this is my way of saying I want to help my community as well. So when it comes to getting a mortgage, I'd be happy to help you. Instead of paying rent, you could have your own home. Refinancing, that's another topic that I wanted to touch on today. Um, a lot of us are old school. They buy a house, they get a mortgage, they pay it, and they just keep paying it for the rest of their lives. 2 years ago, I have a client that I gave, at the time, the rates were a little bit up, and the rate was about maybe 5%. And when you talk to her about refinancing, she's, oh, my friend said you have to start all over. Oh, you have to go through the whole process again. Oh, and you get all this kickback. Do
Oh,
you know that if you get a $500,000 loan at 4.5%
mm-hmm,
and you refinance to 2.875, you're saving almost $500 a month?
mm-hmm.
You know how much that is over 30 years? It's worth it. But a lot of people don't have the knowledge that they need to make these decisions. And usually it's when they come to me about something else, I'll see statements where they're paying 8%, 9%, 7%. And I'm like, years of rates have been low for so many years. Why are they still paying these rates? They don't know any better. So I'm hoping somebody will hear me and pick up the phone, give me a call so I could talk to you about your specific situation, because everybody's situation is different. I'll speak about your specific situation and I'll see how I could help you to either get a new mortgage or get a better mortgage than the one you already have.
Wonderful. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason why I love this lady here, helping out a lot of folks out there. Her name is Des Etheridge with Caliber Loans, and she explained it in detail. And I was just saying, you're referring to a lot of people who don't understand the process, Des, about refinancing and purchasing. And as I just mentioned, my mom, and I know she's probably listening, she's one of those individuals. You buy the house
Mhm.
and you just pay the mortgage for the rest of your life. That's it. It stays there. That's how
Right.
it's supposed to be, but that's not true. That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. If the interest rate drops, you want to speak with someone like Des, okay? She's talking about you saving approximately, this is all hypothetical anyway, $500 a month, okay? For the next 30 years, that's like $180,000 that you could save over the life of the loan. So that's the reason why, if you're out there right now, ask yourself this question. What is your interest rate on your house? Do you know what kind of a loan you have on your house? These are all questions you need to ask yourself, because you may, more than likely, be paying way too much for that mortgage that you have. So that's the reason why I say Des is getting off shortly and she wants to speak with you directly, privately and confidentially. And yes, she's a mortgage loan officer. Call her now at 1-800-517-0235. That goes directly to our cell number, which is
917-744-1153.
so once again, it goes to her cell. Just call her at 1-800-517-0235. Every single person, even if you already have a mortgage, you may want to lower the interest rates. You may want to save a lot of money. It's just a consultation. Find out if you can. Should you? Should you not? A conversation that will last for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. But at least find out if you can save by refinancing. And I would love for you to do it with Des. She's with Caliber Home Loans. That's the name of the company, right?
Yes, Caliber Home Loans. And one thing I wanted to mention, this is a very typical scenario. Most first-time home buyers would purchase a home using a FHA mortgage, right? FHA is a product that is for first-time home buyers who are occupying a property as their primary residence. Now, FHA has what's called mortgage insurance. And if you took your loan out in the past, maybe what, 3 to 5 years when the rules changed, that mortgage insurance will not go anywhere until that loan is paid in full, right?
Mhm.
So if your interest rate is anywhere above 4.5%, and especially if you have a FHA mortgage, refinancing to a conventional mortgage may be a very good way for you to actually save not only the mortgage insurance, but on the interest rate as well. And when you combine those, I've given estimates where people are saving $700, $800 because they save $400 or $500 off the mortgage itself based on the interest, and then they save that $300 in mortgage insurance that they were paying all along. The other thing is, you don't have to go back to 30 years. If you bought your house 3 years ago, you have 27 years remaining, you could get a mortgage for 27 years. It doesn't have to go back to 30, even though you do have the option, right? You could even go lower. You could go to 20 or 15 years. But as I said, there's so much to say. Give me a call so we could have a one-on-one conversation, and I'd be happy to guide you. I'd be happy to help you.
Anybody who wants the money to buy a house, anybody who wants the money to refinance, lower their mortgage payments, potentially pay off some debt, take some cash out, whatever it is, right now, pick up the phone. It's a Sunday. It's the 22nd of November. It's the week before Thanksgiving. Call the loan officer, Des Etheridge. All right. She's with Caliber Home Loans. She wants to speak with you right now off the airwaves. The number is 800-517-0235. That's 800-517-0235. Especially if you're an immigrant and you're here in the United States and you'd like to understand more about the mortgage process. You need to understand what is required. Call Des now at 800-517-0235. Des, you can't go yet, though. I want to speak to people about, and we hear this term, and I mentioned it last week, and I'm reiterating it, firing their landlords.
Yes.
People seriously need to fire their landlords. Many people are getting abused right now, okay? You're paying rent to your landlord. You're doing it over and over. You've gotten into this ritual of just paying your landlord. And that same money could potentially pay your mortgage where you own the home. I need for you to expound on that for me, Ms. Etheridge, about people owning their own home and using that same rental payment as a mortgage payment. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so when you pay your rent, right, all that money goes to your landlord, and that's it. At the end of the year, it goes away. It's not an expense. You could write off on your taxes. It's just gone. Poof.
Mm-hmm.
You purchase a house. The down payment on the house is equity in the property. So if you're buying a house for 500,000 and you put down 50,000, that's 50,000 equity in your property. It didn't disappear, right? When you make that monthly payment, you are also paying down the equity in that property. So if you were to look at renting for 2 years and purchasing a home and paying a mortgage for 2 years, you would see that the money you spent on the house you bought, you'd be able to get it back. One, if you sell the house, you could also get credits based on write-offs on your tax returns, right? So that's a benefit of owning a home that you don't have when renting at all, right? And to me, that is one of the most powerful things about owning your home. Number one, you're in your own space, not to mention comfort and quality of life. But even from a monetary perspective, it is a smarter thing to do. Now, I understand as immigrants, you may come and you have to get yourself established. That's a renter. You have to have your job for a couple of years. You have to build your credit. You're a renter. But after 2, 3 years, even 5 years, then I think you should look into home ownership at that point, because at that point, you would have had time to establish your credit. You'd have time to be seasoned on your employment to show your income, and you would have saved some money. So I would encourage anybody who's been renting for more than, say, 3 years to look into purchasing. I've seen many customers who their intention was to rent an apartment, and my realtor partners would introduce them to me, and I couldn't tell you how many of them are so happy because they're like, "Oh, I'm going to pay 2,500 for rent." And when I speak to them, some of them don't have all the money they need. They may have 30,000. They get a seller's concession for the other 20. They're able to get into that home. So while there's a will, there's a way. And if you're willing, let's talk and I'll show you the way. That's really
Absolutely.
how it is. Mhm.
Des Etheridge, ladies and gentlemen, your mortgage loan officer with Caliber Home Loans. Call her right now. She's actually taking calls here on a Sunday. Do you believe that? She's working on a Sunday. Call her now at 1-800-517-0235. If you have been paying rent for a while, why not use that rental payment and turn it into a mortgage payment and own a home? The number to call her at right now, she's getting off. She wants to speak one-on-one with everybody who up here. Rent, fire your landlord. Getting in my pot one out. All right. Wake up. Some amount of need for you. I'm going to go man turn out real hard. Although people keep telling me, I don't know if talk pot, I'm no. All right. 1-800-517-0235 is a powerful number to get you that money to buy that home. She understands the process. She has been doing it, ladies and gentlemen, for approximately 16 years, if not more. Call your mortgage loan officer. Speak with her in private. Have her explain to you how to get into that home. 1-800-517-0235. That's 1-800-517-0235. She is your mortgage loan officer. One more thing before you go, Des. The quickest and easiest way to build generation wealth is with real estate. True or not? Or false?
100% true.
Thank you so much. Unless it's inheritance. But, definitely true with real estate.
Even if it's inheritance, your parents or foreparents had to buy the property. It's the same thing.
There you go. There you go. You're absolutely right. Generation wealth is something that we'll talk about a lot more here, but pretty much it's after you pass on, what happens to your grandkids, your kids, and so forth? Do they have anything? Did you leave anything of substance for them financially? Come on. We need to start doing the right thing, and I'm about to say it as Black people. I said it. All my white friends, I know you're listening and shaking your head. Stop. We need to do the right thing as Black people. We come from a generation where we do not leave anything for our kids, okay, our grandkids. Stop it. It's time to wake up, all right? In the streets, we say, stay woke. So now, pick up the phone, call your mortgage loan officer. Her name is Des Etheridge. She'll speak with you off the air right now about you getting into that home. If you already have one, refinancing that home, lower your mortgage payments, okay, saving you money. Call her right this second. 1-800-517-0235. That's 1-800-517-0235. Be smart, make the call, make the connection, and it points to her cell number, which is
917-744-1153.
That's 917
744-1153.
The easy number, 800-517-0235. Come on, people. Don't wake up, man. Stop it. Time for to stop here, rent and dash for the money and now get no tax write-off, no benefits, and your landlord is just laughing his butt all the way to the bank, and you're sitting there sometimes freezing your butt off and all of that. You don't have your freedom. You're giving all of your hard-earned money that you came to this country and earned to somebody else, and you're not getting back a dime. When you buy the house, you are getting back a whole lot. And of course, you have tax write-offs. Right, Des?
Over time, yes. You build equity, you build wealth. Sometimes the payment on the mortgage that you come out of pocket with is less than the rent if you have rental, right? If you buy a two-family, I know people buying two-family houses that their net is like $500 that they pay every month.
Absolutely. There's Etheridge right here, and of course, the Linkup Radio Community Forum. I am David Squeeze Annakie, a businessman, a broadcaster by day, night, you name it, I am here. And I want to say thanks to you, Des, for actually getting on the radio here and helping out people. I would love for you to come on tomorrow, Monday. Is that possible, say, around 8:45? You good?
In the morning?
Yeah, if you can make it.
8:45 is a little bit
too early?
Because I drop the son to school. I drop him off at 8:45 exactly. So,
all right. Let me see if I can squeeze you in maybe somewhere around 9:15 then. All right.
That's perfect.
I would just love to hear you. All right. All right, on this. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Des Etheridge right here on, of course, Linkup Radio. It's 93.5 WVIP. It's the 22nd day of November here in the year of our Lord 2020. Thank you so much, Des.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Bye.